Welcome to HEVH, a planning and management tool for human rights-based development projects. On the home screen are the three main menus of the tool. The first is the Data Entry menu, which contains surveys that have been designed to capture data on the enjoyment of the 23 human rights that development projects can have an impact on. The second is the Results menu, which systematizes the information collected through the surveys in indicators and graphs. Finally, the Planning menu allows the user to design or redesign development projects with a human rights focus on the basis of the information obtained. Let's look for a moment at the Data Entry menu. A click on this menu will open a screen with the following buttons: New Project, Ongoing Project, Control Group, and Boys and Girls. Each of these buttons leads to surveys containing questions for both households and individuals. By clicking on the New Project button, the tool will direct the user to the form or survey for gathering baseline information on the enjoyment of rights of a population that is beginning or will soon begin to participate in a development initiative. The Ongoing Project button contains the questionnaire designed to monitor the effective enjoyment of rights of members of the communities that have been involved in a development project. Clicking on any tab identified with the name of a right or rights will open the respective form or survey. The same is true for the Boys and Girls button. The third button, Control Group, allows the user, in cases where no baseline data exists, to collect comparative information for ongoing projects on individuals who, at the beginning of the project, had the same socio-economic conditions as the participants, but who did not take part in the project. The same forms for boys and girls can be used with control groups. Let us now move on to the Results menu, which was designed to facilitate the analysis of information as well as the interpretation of the data from a human rights perspective that takes into consideration the interdependence of the same. This menu contains a brief definition of each right as well as tables and graphs that automatically show the information obtained by group disaggregated by sex. The tool also gives the user the option of using any necessary filters to observe additional information. The Results menu contains an indicator matrix that shows the information collected from the dimension of the right to which it corresponds: availability, access, quality, and adaptability. This screen also contains a stoplight, which indicates whether the enjoyment of rights of the individual surveyed is at the red, yellow, or green level compared to national or international averages when available. Finally, the tool presents the user with two boxes to incorporate the diagnostic of the enjoyment of each right and another box to indicate the proposed project targets for each dimension. The information derived from the analysis made with the support of this section is very important, as it shows funding agencies and implementers how they can potentially contribute, positive or negatively, to the effective enjoyment of human rights of the project participants. Once this potential has been identified, the mentioned stakeholders can begin to work on deliberately incorporating a rights approach into their projects by setting quantifiable targets on the realization of rights, without altering the objective of the project. Finally, the Planning menu provides the user with directions on how to achieve the proposed targets in terms of enjoyment of rights. Clicking on this button will open a matrix with the diagnostics and the targets that the user included in the previous menu. The user will be asked to enter the actions to be taken in order to reach those targets, the amount of time available, the stakeholders and partners that the project is expected to work with, and the budget. In second place, the user will find a matrix to track whether the planning undertaken is consistent with the human rights principles that, in conjunction with the interdependence of rights, define the rights-based approach, meaning significant participation, accountability, including do no harm, and equality and non-discrimination. For this purpose, the tool includes questions for each principle, which allow the users to perform a self-assessment and ultimately establish a percentage reflecting the level of inclusion of the human rights approach in their planning process. The object of this exercise is to avoid taking measures that do not correspond to the rights-based approach and to give the user the opportunity to reconsider the how-to before moving on to the implementation phase. For further directions, please read the comments included in the tool or refer to the user manual. Thank you.